The General Nature of Attention by Ohidur. Always present in conscious life and common to all types of mental activity, knowing, feeling, and willing. Primary precondition of them all. A characteristic of all conscious life. But more essentially cognitive. Concentration of consciousness upon one object rather than another. Heart of the conscious process. To attend to an object means to be aware of it more keenly and intensely than of anything else, to hold it in the focus of consciousness. Consciousness is a wider field and includes that of attention. We attend only to a part of the field of consciousness, the rest is not attended to. Thus, two fields, attention, reading a book, and inattention, a large number of objects. Objects near the lamp are seen more clearly and distinctly, others seen dimly and vaguely. But though attention is the core of consciousness, it is not an end in itself. Attention is for the sake of an attitude of readiness or preparedness for action, military, attention, referee, ready. Marks of the attention process. First, attention is not a fixed state nor a faculty or power of mind, an activity. A growing process, and like every mental act it cannot be centered around any one object for a long time. Constantly shifting from one object to another. Second, process of attention has all the three aspects of conscious life, knowing, feeling and willing. Attention is cognitive, conative and affective. Third, attention is selective. More attention to advantaged stimuli, others ignored. Some aspects of one object are attended more carefully and clearly than some others. Attention represents a narrow field and is selective. Most of our achievements in life are due mainly to this selection. The importance of attention. Attention is a preparatory attitude and involves important physical adjustment. First, attention increases efficiency. Ready prepares to respond to go. Second, attention greatly improves sensory discrimination. Attention is very helpful to remembering. Carefully attended experiences are remembered more accurately and fully, cursorily attended ones are soon forgotten. Conditions of attention. Two kinds, objective and subjective. Objective. Found in the objects. Intensity of a stimulus. -01, size, the bigger the more it will draw attention, advertisement in large poster. -02, change, gradual but sudden, clock ticking, no attention, stops, attention. -03, repetition, secures attention. -04, novelty and contrast, familiarity detracts attention, household objects, no attention. Subjective. Lies within the person. Interest and attention go hand in hand. Means making a difference. Interested in objects because they make a difference. Has more enduring and persistent quality that attention lacks. What one will do, what one can do. -1, cognitive, 2, affective. Interest in history means one enjoys studying it, attending to facts and movements. Historical. Attention and interest are inseparable, develop simultaneously. Education lays stress on stable and enduring aspects of experience. Teaching efforts develop to securing interest rather than attention. Sources of interest. Primary source, native desires and urges, instincts, primary needs and motives. From birth, interested in certain things that satisfy their natural desires and needs. Chicken in pecking. The wasp in mudhouse building. The birds in nests. Infants in bright moving objects. Growing up children in games and sports. A thirsty man in water. Mother, deaf to the noises but alive to any sound from another room sleeping in. Children, stories, natural and strong. drive, an urge to push from within, has no direction. A motive, a drive which through learning has acquired a direction through aims and objects, goals and purposes. These motives are springs of interest. Psychological needs, security/affection/recognition/ new experiences, self-actualization. Library, a professor, selects books. A confectioner, heavy books for packets. A bookseller, how much profit? A child, brightly colored covers, nice pictures. Such differences in attention and behavior are due to differences in acquired interests. Sentiments and complexes, patriotism, welfare of the country. If in love, unable to find faults. Inferiority complex, mistakes/weaknesses/faults of others, no accomplishes. Attitude and mood of the moment, friendly attitude, good points. In mood to worry, feeling of imaginary dangers. Education and training, a tailor, dress of the passerby. A barber, hair. A boot black, shoes. A pickpocket, pocket. A tongue driver, hurried pace and destination. Goals and purposes, principles and ideals. Habits/attitudes/customs, limit the field of interest. Types of attention. 1. Involuntary attention. Passive and free, natural/easy/spontaneous without any effort of will. Brightly colored objects, loud noises, moving objects/repeated/ if it arouses our interest. 2. Voluntary attention. Sustained/active/forced. Make up our mind to attend. Uninteresting objects. Requires some struggle, effort of will. Under stress, some problem, difficulty. More difficult and uninteresting, reward, interest, and punishment. Teacher, lessons need voluntary attention, should be, involuntary attention. Span of attention. Past speculations fixed, 5-6 objects. Present, one thing at a time. Machine, tachistoscope, an adult, 6 dots, not separately, as a whole, forming one. Single situation. The place of interest in education. Interest, feeling which prompts us to spontaneous activity. The felt value of an end. Urgent/active/stimulating. We have an interest, in constructing things, in buildings, in telling, in finding out, in competing. Instincts are racial characteristics. Interests are individual and subjective. Possible to kill and root out interests without much injury to the person. Neither desirable nor easy to root out instincts of curiosity or construction. Interest also grows out of acquired dispositions like tastes and sentiments, complexes and habits, moods and attitudes. Interest, both an end, for teacher, and a means, to acquire knowledge and to realize. Purposes, in education. Wise teacher, aims not to impart knowledge but to stimulate to acquire themselves. Psychologically false and morally wrong to turn the child's work into drudgery, and expect to do his best. Interest, not a quality to solve difficulties within the child. Not how to make a lesson interesting but how best to interest the child in the lesson. Making lessons interesting, not making easy and simple but arousing/stimulating/directing children's interests in the lesson. Interest, a subjective feeling. Its end is not entertainment or amusement but activity/effort/accomplishment. Leads to effort and induces children to do their best from inner necessity. If effort brings achievement and satisfaction, it inspires children with a new zest and enthusiasm and is converted into an interest. The child begins because he has to, but continues because he wants to. Children, not to work for prizes, marks, examinations but for life purposes, chosen ideals, noble aims and aspirations. How to arouse interest in a lesson. Children's interest varies with age differences at different stages of their development. Center of teaching, the child, not the lesson. Lesson is to be adapted to the needs and interests of the child, not the child to the lesson. Acquire knowledge mostly through senses and systems of education, kindergarten. First, memory and imagination mature. Second, thought and reasoning develop. Why of things. Futile, think and argue. Curiosity, a dominant factor for children. 2nd principle, interest cannot be aroused unless we justify the value and importance. Thirdly, new knowledge to be related to already taught. Next, continuation. Fourthly, avoid monotony. Variety is a safeguard of interest, from a new angle. Subject matter, frequently recast and reviewed to provoke thought among pupils. New point of view, a different aspect of the subject, a new organization of the material. Will arouse active interest. Lastly, teaching with great enthusiasm and interest. Enters smartly, smiling and giving a good impression about his earnestness and interest in his work, will receive greater consideration, attention and interest, listless, indifferent and tired. Interest, feeling tone of conscious life and is contagious. Teacher, to take interest and to show interestedness. Atmosphere charged with electricity. Mere presence sends a wave of enthusiasm among young pupils who secure attention and interest by a mere look, a question or a gesture. Vitality, sense of humor, interest and love for work, do the trick. How interest expand. Expansion of interests of young people. Various ways to accomplish. Example, interested in dogs, asked to narrate what they know about dogs, to read about different breeds of dogs, to collect stories and to write stories about dogs and to write composition. A story about a drama on television. Talks to teachers on psychology. Any object not interesting in itself may become interesting through becoming associated with an object in which an interest already exists. Boys running a school magazine will learn much about composition, printing, proof correcting, grammar, and business practice. Such activities and expressions will expand and enrich their interests. Distraction. Absence of distraction is an important condition of effective attention. Ordinarily, noise or absence of quiet, main distraction. Some seek solitude to concentrate attention, others find solitude itself is a great distraction. Abnormal temperature, too cold, too hot rooms, improper lighting, uncomfortable seats, the desk or the chair too high, ill health, fatigue or worry. Overcoming distraction in several ways. One is to run away from the distracting stimuli. To get accustomed to the distracting factor. An alert, determined, hopeful attitude is very helpful to attention. If pupils have developed robust attitude to work and study, distractions instead of annoying and upsetting them will simply help to arouse them to greater effort or at the worst to adapt their routine to them. Interest, enthusiasm, confidence, smartness, in brief the mental attitude of the learner, is of primary importance in securing attention in the face of distractions, and the teacher's greatest problem and duty is to cultivate among his pupils a favorable mental attitude towards the school, the teacher and their work. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my channel.